courageous. Perseverance, yes. And I know, like, I have gotten tired more times and went, oh, can somebody else just carry the torch? And I think that's really important that we keep going. But courage, when you're faced with a very powerful foe who has the ability to throw you in jail, to ruin your life, ruin your reputation, end your life potentially. We're seeing lots of that going on in the United States. People who challenge the system suddenly disappear. But in the face of evil, naivety is just as dangerous as cowardice. Those two things that you've talked about here, the need to be courageous, and there is a lot of naivety. And I think the naivety, the veil is coming away on that side. And then I think for a lot of people, they don't necessarily want to face reality. So how can people be courageous and to stand up with, facts, not get caught up in the fear, but to actually stand by some facts?
Well, each individual, we all have our own circle of people that we are connected with, typically our family members, maybe people at a church or synagogue or mosque, people at a place of work, people in social, cultural, recreational sports. We all have our networks of people. So you don't need to become a walking, talking political machine that's always, raising these issues. But when opportunities do present themselves where you can speak up and state your opinion, and that is the way forward. If you see something that is unjust or unfair, you speak out against it. That's the starting point to fighting against tyranny, is to speak out against it, right? It starts with words. You say, this is wrong, this is unjust. Once those words have been spoken, it opens the door to various forms of action that can be taken to correct the injustice. So be the change that you want to see in the world is a good thing to put into practice. Educate yourself, educate other people, and be active in the political process. I hear a lot of this victim, we're just victims of this horrible school board. The school board is promoting transgender ideology to kids, and the school board is harming children, and we're just these victims of this school board. It's like, no, you're not. You're citizens. Roll up your sleeves, get to work, run for office, run for the position of school board trustee. If you are, unable to do that yourself for whatever reason, then support good candidates, encourage other people to run, but accept responsibility. If you don't like your school board, well, then change your school board. A few years ago, Albertans did not like their premier, Jason Kenney. And so enough people rolled up their sleeves, took out a membership in the political party that he belonged to. And after he got only 51 or 52% in the leadership vote, he resigned. We got a new premier. That was people rolling up their sleeves and getting active in the political process. So we need to let go of the victim mentality and be engaged, not just federally and provincially, but municipally and at the school board levels as well.
Well, John, I think that is the perfect place to end this, is get involved, get active, don't be a victim. We are the ones who the government's supposed to serve us. And that starts with us accepting responsibility. So, John, thank you so much for challenging us to think deeply and differently about what freedom really entails. And, the book, Corrupted by Fear, How the Charter Was Betrayed and What Canadians to Do About It, I encourage everybody to read that. I do believe people can find you at www.jcf.ca, correct? JCCF.
Yeah, JCCF, Justice, Center, Constitutional Freedoms. And the book, Corrupted by Fear, is available on amazon.ca. And
Wonderful.
It's got the Kindle audiobook and the paperback. They're all available on Amazon.
I always buy my books. They can't take away my books. They can, one day they may take away my electronic Kindle stuff, but they can't take away my books. So I think realistically, Corrupted by Fear, for me, it's not just a book about the past. It's not just about history. It truly is a warning for Albertans and for the rest of the world, really, about what future do you want to, raise your children in. And, for so many people in this movement in particular, they're looking at their grandchildren and the world, in which that they're, the trajectory of which things are going. So I think this book is truly a warning and a message of hope, right? Because you wrote in here about, the things that we can do that will make a difference and provide influence. And if we be the change that you wish to see, which I'm going to warn people, if you're talking about running for politics, it's really hard to get in. I think we can have a bigger influence from the outside sometimes necessarily because it's very hard to get in on the inside. But John, thank you so much, very much for being with us today and sharing your thoughts. You are so articulate and well spoken, and I can see there's going to be lots of questions I think that will come from this. So hopefully we can have you back on at another time and answer some of those questions that may arise. So thank you so much.
Have a great rest of the day. Thanks for having me on your show.
Wonderful. That's John Carpay, everybody, Justice Center for Constitutional Freedoms. You can find his book on Amazon and where books are sold. You can reach out to him at jccf.ca. And that's a wrap for today, everybody. Please leave us your comments. Share this video. Do like, subscribe for more content and more great videos, interviews with other individuals. God bless you all. Have a great day.